didn't start out as a popular culture movement. It didn't even have pop culture ambitions.
We're not supposed to be thinking like this. We're not supposed to be talking like this.
We created something from nothing.
We wanted to hit everybody across the head with a sledgehammer, like, listen to what we're doing out here.
There has to be a method for the madness.
I don't like looking at you. Fix your pants, fix your hat. What are you doing invading my home? Why are my kids liking your music? Why are you guys bringing street conversation to the mainstream world? Stay in your place, stay out of there. I don't like looking at you. Fix your pants, fix your hat. Y'all supposed to stay in the gutter, get out of here.
Welcome back. It is one of the most influential forms of music in the history of music, yet for a lot of folks, it gets no respect whatsoever. Joining us right now is one of the pioneers of hip-hop. He is Ice-T, and he has a new documentary out, Something from Nothing, The Art of Rap. Hey, man, good to have you on TV One's Washington Watch.
Hey, good to see you again, boss. I mean, I'm happy to be here. This is very cool.
We try to mix it all up in the show Beyond Politics. At its origin, what was the most important thing that rap was trying to get across as it began to establish itself in New York City and then as it traveled all across the country?
Hip-hop is the culture.
Right.
Rap is a vocal delivery. In the movie Big Daddy Kane says, well, you can call Dr. Seuss a rapper.
Right.
If you can rhyme cat with hat, you're a rapper. But hip-hop is that whole culture, people that had something to do with that. And that was born over like 25 years ago, and now it's part of global culture.
It was interesting in watching the documentary. One of the artists said they began to take the instruments out of the schools, so we turned the record player into an instrument.
Yeah. Well, that's where rapping really came from, or MCing. The DJs in the Bronx found out that if they found the breakdowns of the records. There's a part in every record where it breaks down and no one sings, and that's usually the best part of the record. They found out with using a mixer, they could spin the record back and forth and keep a drum beat going or a groove. Then the DJ said, tell somebody how great I am. So the rapper, that's why all early rap records are Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, or they start with the DJ's name. Started to tell everybody how great the DJ was, then the rapper stole the show. He said, but I'm kind of cool and I'm kind of fly. And then the next rapper got up and said, yeah, you're cool, but I was kicking it with your sister. And that's where all of this competition and all that happened, because hip-hop is a very competitive culture, too.
But it's interesting, one of the artists talked about that, this whole notion of you don't have that kind of competition in other music forms. But the reality is, when you look at the history of blues artists and also Motown, when those cats went on the road, I mean, it was all about, we're going to destroy this stage.
Yeah, I think it's positive competition.
Right.
You know, it's positive. It's like, oh my God, like I used to sit on the side of the stage and watch the people before me and I'm like, wow. You know, the whole term, it's a hard act to follow. Well, hip-hop, in hip-hop also has a default word called whack, which means it ain't good.
Right.
So if you get called whack, you got to fight to get out of whackness. You got to try to become better. But that's what keeps the bar going up and up. So as long as it's positive, you know, we've seen it become negative with Tupac and Big, where now the competition spills out into the streets. That can never happen again. But inside the art form where you're just saying, hey, man, I'm better than you, that does help us.
What I appreciate about the doc, you said from the beginning,
yes, sir,
this is about the craft. And speaking of that, throughout the piece, you and others talked about the poetry of rap and also what it means. And do you think too many people do not truly appreciate the skill set that it requires?
A lot of time you've heard rappers talk rap off the top of their heads, where they make it up as they go along. But the great songs are written, they're well written, and they're very intricate poetry. You know, there's a degree of difficulty that's involved in a lot of it. And I was talking to Rakim about this. He said, well, you want the youth to respect the craft, or where are they going to learn it if there's no way to teach it? So kind of like this film is a way of me saying, let me lay out the foundation for all of y'all. It's a loosely based history, because there's so many more people than I could get in a 2-hour film. But it gives you an idea of the passion and what it takes to do it. And remember, it's titled Something from Nothing for a reason. I started rapping before anybody had ever bought a car rapping. There were no rap radio stations. There were no BET rap stations. So we were coming from absolutely nothing, and now it's here. And I think that deserves a level of appreciation.
Now, every artist who comes on this show, Charlie Wilson sat in that seat, Raheem DeVaughn, Marvin Winans
I'm
sat in
honored.
that seat, but they all got to do something.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You can't put me, you can't put me on the spot. Okay.
That's what I do.
I spent my life between the light blue lines of loose leaf. I split my time between impressionable minds and true beef. I spend my days up, nights up. It's too hard to sleep. Look at my face. It's not the one of someone of peace. I carried guns and I don't need to, but my mind's so buck, I see assassins coming out of the rough. I keep my doors shut, windows up, shades down, 4 pound, waiting for some Satans who may think of invading. When I do sleep, I dream about pain and unrest, about gunshots and dum-dums exploding my chest. I see my boys that have died sitting with me again. And when I wake, I realize that I lost most of my friends.
Ice-T's film, Something from Nothing, The Art of Rap, is now in theaters. I have seen it, and folks, trust me, you should too.